Hello, everybody. Doing a little pop-up tonight. So I have you actually on my iPad tonight instead of my laptop because I'm hoping that this will mean that the sound will be better. So I'll need your feedback tonight as to whether this works or not, because maybe in the future we can do a bit more sound stuff. So I'm just gonna say hello to a couple of people. Hello, Moira. Thanks for being here. If there's any specific instruments that you'd like to see, I did list them down in the description. If there's anyone specifically you'd like to see tonight, let me know. I'm just going to be playing around, showing you guys some of the instruments I have. Playing around with some combinations, see what you guys think, answer any questions maybe you might have. I am just newly on my sound healing journey. I am taking a course that runs basically for the summer to be able to do sound baths and stuff like that. So that's kind of exciting. So yeah, I'm just gonna play around. I'm in my, what I like to call my woo-woo room. So I am sitting on the floor. You can see my massage bed behind me, which is where I do all of my Reiki sessions. You can actually just see over here, I have my singing bowls. So we'll start with the singing bowls, I think, and kind of go from there. Something in E. I actually do. One of these singing bowls is, so one of the things I have actually learned or am learning in my course is like what sounds sound good together. So if you look at the scale, at the music scale, so you have C, D, E, F, G, A, B, all the way up. If you find things that are every other note, they will sound good together. So one of my bowls is a C, and so I believe the other ones are C, E, G, and then trying to remember the last one, but yeah. All right, so I'm going to then, in that case, if we're gonna try the sound bowls, I will try them here and then see if you guys can hear them. Let me know how the sound is doing as well. If you can hear me, if you can hear the bowls. As I said, I'm on my iPad, so things are a little bit different than when I'm on my computer. Whoops. Just hit it with my hand. All right, I'm gonna get my mallets here. So there's a couple different types of mallets you can use with singing bowls. So you can have one like this. So this is what they actually came with, so it's silicone on the end. And then there's one like this as well that's plastic and then has like a thinner kind of silicone on it. And actually they create a bit of a different sound, which is kind of cool. I'm gonna go sit you guys back here. There we go. You can kind of see the bowls there. And let me know if you can hear them when I start playing here. All right, let's see. So let me know if you can hear that. You guys able to hear that at all? Oh, you fell! Ah! This is how it's going to go. Sorry, guys. Come on. Cooperate. Technical difficulties! Ah! Sorry about that. All right, let's try that again. This is the one downside of using my iPad, is we're a little bit more... My other hope was maybe to be able to have it so I can flip the camera around, but I don't know if it's going to let me. So yeah, so these are the 4 singing bowls. But what's one of the kind of interesting thing you can do with these is, for example, so you can either do what I'm doing here, which is running the mallet around the edge of the bowl, which gives us more of that vibration, but then you can also strike the bowls, which is what I was doing with the other ones, and then you can make little tunes with it. Which can be really fun. So those are the singing bowls. I'm gonna try out too putting candles or like battery candles or lights in them and like seeing if I can get them to glow different colors. Just if I'm doing a sound bath, that'd be kind of fun. Some of the other things I have over here, I do have other stuff over on the other side of the room, but we'll do this stuff here first. I also have some things that are not really sound instruments. So one of the ones here is these, which are actually rain bells. So they're actually from a friend's garden. So they're just brass bells on like little sticks, but they make a nice little bell ringing kind of sound. So they're fun. Yeah, I know. I love the singing bowls too. So the one here, the higher note, I was actually gifted this one by a friend. And then I bought the other 3 to complement it because I didn't even know what note this one was initially. So we figured that out, and then I was able to get the other 3. So some of what we call percussion instruments, so that's things like we shake or we hit. Yeah, aren't the garden bells really cute? She was like, oh, she was moving, and she's like, oh, I don't have a garden. I don't know what to do with these. And I said, I'll take them. I know what I can do. So percussion instruments, so they can be things like shakers. So this is just an egg shaker. Get shaker. The other thing is these. I'm trying to remember the exact type of seed pod that they are. But I have 2 different sizes of these. And so these I love, these little seed pods. I like them because they can kind of sound like running water or rain. I love these. These are really cool. Because you can be doing this with them and then come in with the bells and layer them. Or even come in with your and this way, by layering the sounds, you start creating a sound bath. So that's what these are. There's a specific type of seed pod that they are. I can never remember what they're called, but I should Google that later. I'm also going to turn the light on in my room. We are quickly losing sunlight here. Wait. There we go. The other thing I got was a set of tingsha bells. So these are tingsha's. I love the sounds of these. So the person I bought these from, she had probably like 7 or 8 of them, and I literally just sat there and like hit them together until I found the ones that I liked the sound of, because there were some I just didn't like the sound of them. So yeah, so we have tingsha's. You can hit them like that. One of the techniques we learned in class was having them slightly offset, so then all you have to do is rotate your hand. And that way you could be, again, doing something with your other hand. And then using the tinctures in the other ones, you can do 2 things at once. So for example, you can be doing this. So again, just really fun stuff. And then what else do we have here? I can show you guys. So it's actually a sound healing course. So it's through a lady here in person. It's in Ottawa, here in person. Rebecca Raven is her name. If you Google her, she has a bunch of events she does here in Ottawa. But it's 1 class a month for 4 months. It's a whole day, so 9 to 5. And yeah, we're just kind of learning all the ins and outs of sound healing, all the different layers, how to conduct a sound bath. A lot of it too is just like hands-on with the instruments, which I absolutely love too. Some of the other stuff I have is my tuning forks. So these are my tuning forks. So I'm going to actually be doing a night on the tuning forks and tuning fork healing. Hi, Barbara. And yeah, hi, Leah. Sorry I missed you. But yeah, so these are tuning forks. So these ones are weighted. So the way they are right now with the weights on them, you're not going to probably be able to hear them through the iPad. But when we do the tuning fork healing night, I'll take the weights off of them because they can be removed. And then you guys will be able to hear them. So one of my newest buys here is the Gong. So I'm absolutely in love with this Gong. I fell in love with it. She had a bunch and she played them each for me, and this was the one that spoke to me. They are pretty tuning forks, aren't they? But what annoyed me with the tuning forks is that the colors don't match the chakras. So I actually have little pieces of tape on them for each of the chakras. So I made them a bit easier for myself that way. But do I want to put you up here, or do I want to have you guys facing the Gong so you can see it? What do you think? Is that okay? See the Gong here? So this is an 18-inch wind gong, what they call a wind gong. There we go. Can you guys hear that? Here, I'll bring you closer. Yeah, isn't it a lovely sound? I jokingly, when I got it, I kind of said like, "Oh, my dragons made me do it," because it was really funny. I went actually. Anytime Rebecca plays, so Rebecca has a ton of gongs. She has an entire wall of gongs. They're absolutely gorgeous. But anytime she would play them, all of my dragons would be like, "Ooh, yay!" They get all excited. So I jokingly say that they made me buy the gong, which, I mean, I bought the gong, but they did influence me. I think they wanted me to bring one home with me. It does a little bit, yeah, it does actually. Yeah, it has that reverberation. So that's the gong. Can make some other fun sounds with it by tapping the edges. But yeah, so that's the gong. And then I will take you. Oh, actually, I have the chimes I have to show you guys. These chimes, oh my gosh, I fell in love with them. So I'm going to set you down here. You just are going to get a tour of the room. Oh, here. I think you guys have met Ricky. So this is Ricky. Ricky is a Reiki dummy that I actually made. I sewed him, made him with my mom's help. So I actually use him for demonstrations for class. But he's on the massage bed right now. Oh, tinctures. Here, let me, I don't know if I'm going to spell it correctly, but I will type it in the chat. Tincture. I think that's how it's spelled. Tinctures. They come in a bunch of different sizes and notes as well, and they can be made out of a couple different types of metal. But these are, so these are chimes. I'm going to hold these up or bring them over so you guys can listen to them. So they actually have, yeah, right? Ricky, yeah, exactly. That's why I named him Ricky, is because I rhymed with Ricky anyway. But these chimes, there was one for each element, so earth, air, fire, water, and then space. So of course you people, you peoples, you guys know I am galactic at heart, that I love the galactics. So of course the space one spoke to me. So I'm going to grab these and play these for you. So these are hanging, what I call hanging chimes. And what's really fun with these is because they're hanging, you can actually modulate the sound a little bit. So don't know how much the mic's picking that up, but and it also allows you to hold it over a person. So you can actually hold it over somebody while you're doing an energy healing session and have the music and the vibration go through their body. Yeah, so these were, I couldn't not go home with these because they are absolutely beautiful. And they also allow for lots of different kind of options, because I can play them as a chime. I can play them a bit like a thumb drum with the individual notes. And then lastly, so I have a couple other things over here. So you're getting like an entire room tour while we're doing this. So the instruments actually I did get through Rebecca. She has a sound store. So if you look on her website, Rebecca Raven, or Rebecca White Raven, she actually has a music sound healing music store, and that's where she sells most of her stuff. So like the gong, the chimes, the singing bowls I got from her because especially with sound healing instruments and instruments in general, I don't want to just be buying them and not hearing what they sound like first. So any of those I actually tried before I bought them. Same with the tuning forks. I bought them from her because I did actually a tuning fork healing course. So this is actually my certificate I got from her course, her tuning fork healing course. And I will be actually teaching this. Probably come the fall, if you're interested. And I may actually be teaching it virtually at some point too. Some of the stuff I've bought on my own. So for example, my drum here, I bought on my own from a company, I think in Quebec. So like an Aboriginal Indigenous company. So it's a deer hide drum. I also, the other bowls I have here, so I have two other singing bowls. So the brass one I actually bought from a gentleman at one of the local holistic fairs. My Koshi chimes, which I'm about to show you, I bought off of Amazon. I have a ocean drum, which I also bought off of Amazon. Just a little tiny little dinky, like $15 kids ocean drum, just because I didn't want to spend a ton of money to start with. Then as I said, yeah, the singing bowls, I was gifted one and then bought the other three. So yeah. I mean, okay, which do I use the most? My Koshi chimes I absolutely love. The singing bowls, now that I have all four, I've been coming in and just sitting and playing them. My gong I don't play as often, only just because where I live I have people on either side of me and I don't want to make too much noise, so I only play it when I know people are probably still awake because I don't know how much the sound actually carries. But yeah, so I'd say at this point probably my singing bowls, just because I've been having fun experimenting with them. But yeah, so I have my ocean drum and stuff that I can show you over here. So the ocean drum I have in this bag actually, just to try and soften the noise a little bit. But ocean drums are really cool. They're just a drum. And then they have ball bearings in them. Little ball bearings here. And then it's, they call it an ocean drum because it sounds like waves. So I'll try and play and see if you can hear it. So. So this one I got was $15 on Amazon. So you don't have to spend tons of money. I mean, the stuff I have, like the singing bowls and stuff like that, are going to be expensive. One of the things about sound healing, when you kind of start on the journey to become a sound healer, you'll quickly learn that this stuff's not cheap. But I mean, the quality, if you can find the quality, it's good. You know. I'm shifting you down here now. Hello. As you can see, this is my altar behind me. I know you guys have kind of seen it a little bit before. And this is my window. Massage bed. And artwork. So this is light language artwork. If you watch the show that I simulcasted with JJ and her friends, that I showed this artwork actually. But so I'll show you the bowls. I'll also show you my newest edition. So my newest edition was actually a birthday gift. My parents helped me cover or pay for it. Is what they call a tribal flute, I believe. So this one's made out of walnut. So I'll play that for you guys in a second. Oh, how did I get into sound healing? I I mean, for me, sound and music has always been something I feel very, very deeply. Oh, you had a rain stick that you gave away. Oh no, Barbara. Well, that's true too. I have my rain sticks over on the other side there. That I'll have to pull out for you guys as well. Because I actually have a rain stick, but then there's one I actually made as well. I made from scratch. So that's kind of fun. But so my sound healing journey, music for me has always kind of been um something I connect kind of spiritually with. I get full body chills when I hear music. So it's always just been kind of very physical and stuff for me. And so when I kind of started down the spiritual path, of course, you come across people doing sound baths. And I'd kind of heard about them and kind of had an idea of what they were and thought, oh, that would be really cool, see what it's like. And then there was a lady here locally that was doing one. So I went and we've actually become really good friends now. Actually, I had her on the show. If you go back into the past lives, Claire from Ottawa Community Energy Healing. She was the one doing the sound bath, and so she kind of, I went to the sound bath, was like, oh, this is amazing, and then I just started kind of getting into the instruments from there, just knowing the healing that sound can bring for people. And so now taking this course, my hope is to now be able to share that as well with others and get them excited about sound. Because even just one singing bowl, you can do sound healing with that for yourself. One of the newest things I've discovered is using them actually on the body. So I had a sound bath with Rebecca, who's my teacher, and she actually used the singing bowls on me, which was really a really cool experience. So now like that door's open for me as far as if I'm doing Reiki sessions, being actually using those bowls on people as part of the healing. So I don't know if that really explains how I got into sound healing, but that's kind of how I went down the path. Is it just was kind of a natural evolution. I mean, I took band in high school for up till grade 8, I think. And so I've always just been musical. I sing all the time. I've always loved singing and stuff like that. So yeah. I have a sound bowl that I bought at a Tibetan store on Bank Street. Yes, yes. So yeah, so that's kind of similar probably to one of these, or I have a ceramic one. Yeah, it does. Yeah, and that's what I love to do too. Is like if somebody comes for a Reiki session, I do a little bit of sound to get them into that kind of nice meditative state before we do the healing. Humming certain sounds. Yes, Barbara. Actually, that was one of the things we learned in our last classes about using your voice. Your voice is a very important instrument. So this is a Tibetan singing bowl or a brass singing bowl. They can be made out of like a bunch of different metals. I'm not sure which one this one's made out of, but this was actually my first bowl, even before the crystal ones. I bought this one, and it was because when the gentleman played it, I got full body chills, and I'm like, yes, this has to come home with me. So I'll play it for you here. So again, this one, like with the singing bowls, the crystal ones, you can either hit them or use your mallet and go around the edge of it. So I'll do it both ways so you can hear the difference. So I hope the sound, you guys were able to hear that one. And then this is another one I have, and it's actually ceramic. So it's like pottery almost. So it's a little bit different. This one doesn't resonate for as long, so it's more one I use to like clear energy. Just with that high pitch kind of tone, it clears energy really nicely, or clears rooms really nicely. So yeah, the Koshi chimes. The Koshi chimes, I would say, would probably be my first love after drums. And again, Koshi chimes, they have them for each element. But what's so super nice is that, especially if you're just starting out with sound healing, they're very beginner friendly. They have a bunch of notes to the one chime, and you can't really play them wrong. So I will play them for you. So this one's fire. This one's air. Moira. So Moira just said, I bought my singing bowls in March of 2020. The very next day was COVID D-Day. Oh no! Now I'm afraid to buy more singing bowls just in case. Oh no! I think you're probably okay. I think you're probably safe. It's actually probably maybe a good thing you got your singing bowls the day before, because then you had something to do while you were in lockdown. So yeah, this one's wind or air. You can actually play them together, which I love. And then there's water. And then the last one here is earth. And so the way that these chimes work, here, I'll see if I can try and show you. So they have little bars down the inside of it, which are the notes. And then there's a little glass striker that you can see here that dangles. And so that's how you get all the different notes. So again, you can play them together. They sound like an ice cream truck, don't they? Yeah. So where Barbara was talking about voice, so for example, you could have this, your chime, and then you can be making like wind sounds with your voice. But yeah, it does make me want to eat ice cream. Oh, and one of the other instruments I have too, I didn't pull it out. It's back over that way. But I just have like dried leaves. So I have dried leaves from a flower arrangement, and they make that like rustly wind in the trees kind of noise. So again, using something that's not an actual instrument as an instrument. Yeah, drumsticks. Yeah, those are good. But yeah, so this is, as I say, my newest edition. I'm still kind of coming and sitting in here and trying it out, playing it, getting used to how it sounds. But I can play it for you guys if you want. So yeah, that's the flute. As I said, still playing around with this one. I only got it the first weekend of May, or second weekend of May. So I've only had it about 2 weeks now. But I'm absolutely in love with it. It was actually one of the only things I didn't have yet, the way I put it to my mom. So yeah, this was late birthday gift for me, for myself. Ooh, Sakuhachi flute. I'll have to look that one up. I've not heard of that one. Oh, the other thing too is if you guys end up getting a set of Koshi chimes, or a recommendation, I guess. So the way that the Koshi chimes are labeled, they have a little name on the side, and the color of the O is the only thing that tells you which element it is. So that's all well and good if you have light, but if you're doing a sound bath and the lights are out, it's going to be very hard to see those. So what I actually ended up doing is taking a bead and I basically strung the bead through the kind of chord part where your fingers are, so that at a glance I can tell what color is what. So this one's fire, for example, because it has the little red bead on it. And then the other thing I MacGyvered, I don't know how well you'll be able to see it, but this stand here is actually from IKEA. And I actually put 3M hooks underneath so that all 4 Koshi chimes hang underneath it. And I have the bowls up on top. So yeah. So if you're looking for a way to display your Koshi chimes while also being useful, gonna make some noise as I rehang these. Where's the hook? There's the hook. Do, 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 do. There we go. So they're all hung up again. But we'll go back over to the singing bowls since you guys seem to really like those. Oh, here. This is where I can show you. So these are the leaves I was talking about. So you can actually so again, that adds a layer to your sound bath. And then I do have, you guys reminded me, I'm going to stick you on top of the singing bowl. You guys reminded me I do have my rain stick as well. Gotta figure out / remember where I stuck it. I think it's under here. Yes, it is. That's exactly where it is. Now I'm just hitting things. I always forget I have extra mallets under there too. Ooh, sound bowl versus singing bowl. I honestly think they're kind of the same term or the same two different words, sorry, for the same thing. There are different kinds of singing bowls. So there's like the crystal ones, so the ones that I was playing here, so these ones, they're considered a crystal singing bowl because they're crystal quartz. There are glass ones. There's um, the metal ones there. As you saw, there's ceramic. There's ones that are actually made out of other types of crystals. So this is clear quartz, of course, or like quartz, white quartz. There's ones that our teacher was showing us that are made out of like sodalite and like other crystals like that. So I think it just really depends on who's selling them and who they're trying to, I guess, market to, in my opinion. I may actually do a Google later and see if I can find that out for you, and I'll post it in the comments after, if there is a difference. But to my understanding, there really isn't one. And then the other thing we learned too, in class is that you have bowls that are, you'll hear about, like, chakra bowls versus like specific notes. And that's just, again, they're kind of attuned to the different frequencies. And actually there is the chakras are basically matched to the scale. So like root is C, and then working your way up the body as you go up the scale. Yeah. So yeah, they're quartz. Which is really nice. But also makes them really expensive. So, oh, here. So yeah, so rain stick. So this is my little tiny rain stick. I got a small one just so I can travel with it. So yeah, so like as I said, I was gifted a singing bowl. But I would say each of these other singing bowls I got were about $100, if not more. I got a good deal on them. Rebecca has a deal where if you can get 3 of them, and so you save some money. But yeah, easily they're going to be probably between $100 and $200 a bowl. So that's where I was saying, like, it's not cheap. The set of 4 I got off of Amazon was $400. So each of them was $100, give or take. So yeah, like, it's one of these things where you're kind of going to build over time. It's why with the ocean drum, for example, $15, I'm like, I'm going to do $15 because I could go out and buy $100 ocean drum, but I don't have that money right now. Maybe in the future I'll upgrade. But right now I think I'm at the point where I feel like I have enough that I can give a good sound bath to somebody coming for a sound bath. And maybe make some of my money back before I go and buy other stuff. So yeah, it's just I guess to be mindful and know like what you're getting into. It's kind of like going to buy a car or furniture. It's going to be a bit of a cost up front, but in the long term it'll pay off. So this rain stick I actually got at a company called Long and McQuaid, which is a music store here in Ottawa. I think it may be further than Ottawa. It's a company, like a music store company that sells like guitars and all that kind of stuff. But they do sell rain sticks. So that's where I got this one from. And it's got a really nice sound. And then this is the other one. So this one is actually one I made. So this one I made out of a tube, like a toilet paper tube. And then I put nails into it, or tacks into it, and then filled it with dried lentils and beans. So you can So it's a little bit quieter than the other one. It doesn't work as well, but it was fun to try and make. Yeah, and you know, as long as you have the toilet paper roll or the paper towel tube, some tape, some nails, and some dried food, you can make your own. There's a bunch of tutorials on YouTube. Like that's where I did this one was a tutorial on YouTube. But yeah, if you guys want, we're almost coming up on the hour. Can't believe that. But if you want, I will take the time and play the singing bowls for you guys again if you want. Set you up back over here. Oh yeah, the thing that looks like the xylophone. Yeah, the hanging chimes. Yeah, the hanging chimes is what you were wondering about. You want me to play those ones again? I can definitely do that. Yeah, those were up on my wall. Yeah, just leaves. Ugh. Making me get my steps in. Yeah, this is what you were asking about, right, Moira? You're asking about these? Yeah, they're called hanging chimes. So they're chimes. The other thing I was having fun doing was actually playing the wood piece. So, because you can make wood sound with the wood part too. And as you can see, there's a whole bunch of different types of mallets. So like this one has almost like a crocheted top to it. And then as you saw, like the ones that I'm playing the singing bowls with have silicone on them. So that's the other thing that you can kind of have fun playing around with. Is different types of mallets, because especially on the gong, you can actually get different sounds out of the different types of mallets that just fell on the floor. Where did I get those? Rebecca's sound store as well. What I'll do is when it's when the live is over, I will link her website. Actually, here, I can probably pull it up now if you guys have 2 seconds. Where's her shop? There we go. Where's the option to copy here? Cut. Paste. There, that's her store there. So if you're local to Ottawa or close to Ottawa, her store would make the most sense. Otherwise, I'd maybe recommend seeing if you have somebody in your area that has a sound healing store or does sound healing. As I said, you can get stuff on Amazon. Like, as I said, my Koshi Chimes, my Ocean Drum, I got off Amazon. But I, for the most part, want to try my instruments out before I buy them, especially if you're spending, a good chunk of money. You want to make sure it sounds good and works. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. It's my first time trying something like this. If you guys enjoy it, I will try and do more. Not an arm prior. Come on, there has to be somebody there. Maybe I'll drive out to Arm Prior and do a sound bath out there. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed this, I can definitely do another one. Once I finish my course too, I will maybe do a sound bath on here, especially since you guys said you could hear this pretty well, or you could hear the music pretty well. I could do a sound bath for you guys. So sometime maybe in September, do a virtual sound bath. Because that'll be fun. It'll be good practice for me too, and you guys will get the benefits. As I did mention, I will actually have a complete evening, so at 1 hour live, on the tuning forks. So telling you a little bit about what I learned, giving you guys a sample of like what a tuning fork healing looks like, sounds like, in case you're interested, because I do offer those both in person and virtual. So yeah. Oh, you could hear it clearly. Oh, that's awesome. As I said, I was on my iPad tonight. I don't know if it would be different with my computer, but glad to know that it works on the iPad. So if nothing else, we will use the iPad. But yeah, thanks for hanging out with me tonight. I will have my regular live on Monday the 25th. I have Jennifer Lawrence coming on. She does hypnosis. She's also a doula. And she also does sound healing. So we can talk a little bit maybe about sound healing there too, if you guys have more sound healing questions. Because I love her sound baths. Oh my gosh, I've been to a couple of her sound baths now, and I absolutely love her sound baths. So we will probably end up talking a little bit about sound baths and sound healing. How you integrate with Reiki would be interesting. Yes. Yeah, I can definitely. Well, we have a couple minutes left. So as far as like integrating it with my Reiki, so when I have the person lay on the table, I will play the chimes or my bowls. Especially with the chimes, you can kind of walk around the person, set the mood. I need to actually practice, hopefully to maybe have a couple of guinea pigs, of using the singing bowls on the people. because that's a new concept for me, but again, using the vibration. And the same goes for the tuning forks. You can use the vibration on the body as part of the healing process. And so you'll also see people giving sound baths with Reiki. So one person's doing Reiki while the other person's doing the sound bath. That's a great thing too, because the sound bath allows you to kind of go into that meditative, receptive state, which then allows the Reiki energy to work better. I think that's a personal opinion. Don't take, my word for it. Experience it yourself, because that's the biggest thing. And that's the other thing too, guys. When you're doing sound healing, so whether it be tuning forks, whether it be bowls, whether it be chimes, you're not going to like every sound. Not every sound is for you. Not every sound bath or sound practitioner is for you, just like with Reiki. So just because maybe you've gone into one sound bath and you didn't like it, doesn't mean you shouldn't maybe try another. Again, that's just my personal opinion. But yeah, give it a try. Come bring me your questions. Because if nothing else, I can find out answers for you. Because this is a learning experience for me as much as it is for you guys, but I'm glad you're with me on this journey. And with that, I'm going to log off for the night. But if you have any other questions, if you're rewatching and have questions, post them in the comments afterwards. And I will be checking in and seeing if you guys have any questions or anything. I'm so appreciative of all of you, and hope you all have a great evening and a great rest of your week. Talk to you again soon. Bye.